Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this look for you guys. I don't usually do tutorials, so bear with me. There might be some mishaps, including a couple phone calls, which I had to deal with. But if you want to get this look or something similar, just keep watching. What you will need before we get started is obviously a foundation. If you need to color correct, you're going to want your color correcting items. I do talk about it a little bit. I don't do much of it, but you'll see what I mean. You will need a shadow stick. I will be using NYX's Jumbo Eye Pencil in pots and pans, but you can use anything that you like, or you can use a cream shadow in a pot, or a ColourPop shadow. I know that those are popular. You'll need like a pigment or a bright shadow. I'll be using Gonzo from the Electric palette from Urban Decay, as well as like a glittery shade on top. Glitter is optional, but who are you kidding? You can pair it with whatever lip you want. The highlight I'm going with is a nice champagne highlight from Urban Decay called Sin. I've reviewed it, and my blush is just a blush. I mean, you can do whatever suits your fancy, but I just wanted to let you guys know what you needed before you get started, and if you're still tuned in, then enjoy the tutorial. Get this started. I've already primed my face using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil, and I'm going to move right into color correcting. Now, I know color correcting is a big trend right now, but don't feel like you need to do it unless you actually have some discoloration. So I'm going to cancel out some redness. I have redness on my chin, around my nose, and then right here. I'm going to be using the CoverRx from Physcians formula. You can get it at Walmart or Walgreens. And I'm going to use just the tiniest bit because a little bit goes a very long way with this. And when you color correct with green, you got to be very careful not to take it outside of the area that's red. Doing so will start to turn the skin a little gray. But yeah, if you only have a little bit of redness, you could easily get away with just a yellow concealer instead of green. But mine is pretty bad. So got that worked in, and I'm gonna keep moving along. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to conceal my under eyes. And my under eyes aren't too bad today, but I kind of wanted to show how it works. And I'm going to be using the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in Fair. It's a nice peachy concealer. And I'm going to be using the brush that comes with the Naked 2 palette at the end. It's a great concealer brush. I'm just going to put it in, and I'm just going to apply it in around my eyes where I have darkness. Now, with concealer like this, for me, color correcting and concealing, you should really only conceal what you need to conceal and nothing more. More than that can get really cakey on the skin real fast, and you don't want that if you're going to be going out. If it looks like heavy applications look really good in pictures, but in theory you want it to look really nice. Oh, I have a visitor. Say hi. Say goodbye. Anyways, I'm gonna keep blending that out. Okay, as you can see, it kind of neutralizes my under eyes. So I'm gonna take a second, and we're going to go back and we're gonna look and see if there's anything else we missed, and then move on to foundation. To some foundation, I am going to be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, the liquid one, and my shade is 210, and I will be using a beauty blender to apply it. I know in my favorites video last month, for February, I talked about using a brush. I do want a sheerer finish because my skin texture is not too bad, so I'm just going to dot it on. You can do this on the back of your hand. My hands are relatively clean. I say that in the sense of it's my face. But use, you know, proper sanitation if that's what makes you feel better. And use as much or as little foundation as you feel comfortable. I'm going for a lighter look. I don't really want heavy foundation. It looks like a lot, but it'll sheer out. So I'm going to take the beauty blender, I'm going to take the end of it, and I'm just going to bounce it all over my face. And if you notice on my lips, they're a little shiny. I have actually pure lanolin all over my lips just to kind of hydrate them and get them ready for lipstick. Actually, I'm going to be using lip gloss, but you get the concept. You can get pure lanolin. Lanolin is the main ingredient in the Bite Agave lip mask and a few other things. You can get pure lanolin in, if you're not squeamish about this, from Walmart or Walgreens or whatever in the baby care aisle. It is generally marketed for soothing cracked nipples, but it's just pure lanolin and it works really wonderful on the lips. So, and you can get this big huge tube for like $8. It's really worth it. So as you can see, I've applied my foundation and I'm going to move on to concealer. Today, if I can find it, found it. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 15, which is fair. And I'm just going to kind of take it where I need a little extra coverage. So like right over here, right there, around here. Generally my nose, areas I need a little extra, and blend it out. That was my phone. So I've done that. I'm just going to take it in areas that need a little extra love, and then blend it out with the Beauty Blender. It seems like a lot, but it really makes a difference not having a whole bunch of foundation caked on and just having the extra concealer where you need it. When you do this, pat over it and not smear. Same when you put foundation over the color corrector, you want to pat it in and not smear it. So there we go. I might need a little bit more down there, I think. My face is really red for some reason. I don't understand. It wasn't that bad when I looked in the mirror. And alright, there we go. Cat hair off my face. Okay. I'm going to powder real quick. And I'm going to be using the NYX HD Finishing Powder. You don't need a lot for this, especially if you've got dry skin. I'm just going to take a big fluffy powder brush. This is from Wet n Wild. They now have this in a pink and white version, but I have a black one. And I'm going to dust it real quick, just like this, all over. I'm not swiping, I'm patting. I don't want to disrupt anything underneath the foundation. And there you go. No need to bake, no need to any of that. We're trying to do this quick, fast, and in a hurry. There you go. And there you go, you've powdered your face. Off camera, brows are just NYX's Tinted Brow Mascara and Blonde. I've ran it through and shaped it with a spoolie. In this eye, you'll see how I do that right now. So I'm going to start off by priming my eye with NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Pots and Pans. This is a silver. For this look, you can do whatever you want, but I like the silvery sheen it gives. And you don't have to do a blue. You can do whatever color you want. But I'm going to just gently tighten my eye just because it's hard to get in there. And I'm going to take Pots and Pans all over the lid. It's a very light color. It's not as pigmented as like black bean or milk. So you can just go real gentle with it. And because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to kind of look forward and see what is visible when my eyes are open. I'm not going to take it all the way into the inner third, but good enough. And it doesn't have to go all the way up to the brow bone. And then I'm going to take a synthetic brush. This is the Royal & Langnickel Smoky Eye Brush. And you can get these at Walmart now from what I've seen. And I'm going to buff this kind of around and blend it. Just diffuse the edges, blend it across the lid. It'll give you a nice silvery feel. And this is going to really help the pigment on top of it transform into something really awesome. So, we have that. Now, I'm going to take Gonzo from the Electric palette, which is this nice bright blue. And I'm going to take it on a shader brush of sorts. This is a Royal & Langnickel eye blender. You can use whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm going to tap it in, and I'm going to tap off the excess because it's quite powerful. And I'm just going to pat it in close to the lash line, and I'm going to just work it up and towards the crease and socket. The more you work it in, like with less pigment on, the lighter it's going to be. And you're only going to really need just these this color to create depth, because we put the shadow down or the shadow stick down. It's going to help transform it and help you blend it a little nicer. So I'm just going to take it up in there and then keep it really deep near the lash line. As you can see, when you go up a little bit farther, it's a little lighter, and you can just buff that in. Alright, you take a cleaner blending brush. This is a Sigma E40, and you can just buff out the edges here and kind of airbrush it. And then go back and you can take that brush again and take a little bit more on it and just take it and pack it right on the lash line. I'm just going to pack it right there. There we go. Because then you get this nice like gradient effect with your eyeshadow, and you only use one shade. Isn't that amazing? And then you just, you know, if you feel like it's too much, blend her out. And this will work wonderfully. And also, it's not going to be as bold once we put the silver on top of it, which I'm going to do in a second here. Then you're going to take a tiny detail brush. This is the one that came with the electric palette. I'm just going to take this tiny end, dip it into Gonzo, and I'm going to tap off the excess. And I'm just going to take it right on the outside corner here. And I'm just going to pull it in. And then I'm going to buff it out. I've already lined my waterline with a nude pencil, but you can do whatever you want. I just like bringing it down just a little bit to kind of round the eyes out a bit. But yeah, you can do that. So now we're going to just make it shimmery, and I'm going to take Revolt from this palette. It's that shimmer silver shade that gets everywhere. And I'm going to take it on a finger, and I'm going to pat it right in the middle, and then I'm just going to work it over with less on my finger. I'm leaving the inner corner a little bare because I'm going to put my highlight shade that I put on my face all over, or in that corner there. So we're going to just pat that silver on, and now I'm going to take Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean, which is just a neutral nude shadow, and I'm just going to buff the edges. And you don't have to do this if you're happy with your blending. I do it just to tone it down if I feel like it went a little out of control. And there you go. If you want to highlight your brow bone, you can do that. Again, I'm going to do that with my highlighter. So at this point, you can, this is where you can deviate based on your preferences. I don't like wearing liner, and I don't wear false lashes. But if you like liner and lashes, wing it, and, you know, do what you want. Do what you got to do here and make it your own. I'm going to do my mascara off camera, and we're going to come back and we're going to finish up the face. Highlight today, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in Sin. I reviewed this. I'll have a link to that up at the top for you. I'm going to be using a Royal Langnickel fan brush. You can use any fan brush or whatever brush you like. I don't want a super heavy highlight, so I'm not going to go too bad. And I'm just going to take it right here on the tops of my cheeks. I don't contour, so I go with the highlight instead, just because I have a round face, and I'm not going to try and frost a round face square. I'm just not going to do that. So I'm just going to brush that on my cheeks. Up I go. I'm going to take it down the bridge of my nose, but not the tip. That kind of looks like Rudolph. You don't want to do that. And then we're going to take it right along the Cupid's bow. Here, just for a little oomph. We don't need too much because I am going to be putting on a gloss with this, so do as you'd like though. So now we're going to move on to the blush. I'm going to use what I have nearby, which is the Gwen Stefani blush palette. I'll be taking it on a Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm going to be using the shade Hush. I'm going to tap off the excess. I'm going to dip it into Cherry too, and then I'm going to tap off the excess of that. And then I'm just going to take it on the apples of my cheeks and blend it out. Okay. Again, Hush, tap it off. Cherry, tap it off. And this will give me kind of a neutrally glow with a little bit of pink in it. I need the pink just because my undertones are pink. And now I'm going to take my Tarte Swirl Contour Brush. I'm just going to blend the two, the highlight and the blush together, really blend it out. We don't want it to look like a stripe. Again, blending it out. And then we're good. So, now for the lips, I'm going to take a clean cotton ball. I've had it out though. And And I'm going to take off the lanolin. My lips should be nice and soft, and they are. And I'm going to take a little bit of a lip tint. I just do this for a little extra color underneath. Not much. It gives it a nice ombre. I'm going to take Benefit's Lollitint, and I'm just going to take it right in the middle and up on the top. Since my lips are quite pigmented already, I don't need to do this generally, but I like it. I'm going to pat her in. And let that soak in for a second. And I'm going to be taking NYX's Butter Gloss in Eclair, and I'm just going to apply it right over that. And you can set this with a setting spray if you'd like. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. Just a quick mist. Don't need too much. Too much will dry your skin out and cause it to flake. So, we'll take the hair clip down, bristle through it, and there's the finished look. If you don't have hooded eyes and you have more lid space, you can tone it down, and if you don't like blue, obviously do whatever color you want. It'll transform over that silver and it'll look gorgeous. I did do a nude lip, but you can do a bold lip if you feel so inclined. I just wanted to do something that matched my nails, and I have the details for my nails on my Instagram, which I did myself, and I can do a tutorial. It's more of a watercolor technique, but so there you go. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, go check me out on social media. It's Fueled by Makeup. It's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you can also check out my blog at fueledbymakeup.com, where I have reviews. I might not have this tutorial posted there, but go check it out because there's content for both venues, my YouTube and my blog, that are a little different. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.